So here I am in the suburbs with cars and noise, and it's a good thing I'm half deaf in the right ear. Real quick here, folks. Look. Yeah? Misspelled McConnell, of course. Should have had two L's. That's that concussion I got. You know, I got second place in the county spelling bee because I was the beta test for the guy that got first place. I spelled Jeopardy, Joe, and of course he spelled it Jeo. And they actually let him spell the word that I misspelled, which I think that was a breach of the rules, but hey, you know, them's the breaks. Might have gone on to state, but hey. I don't know, $70 lighter, dollar lighter. I'll make this brief. I had the first backyard beer brewing license in Colorado Springs to be able to sell out of my backyard. And I was going to turn that into something, but then I blew the disc out in my back and got a pinched nerve, and you got to be able to deadlift 120 pounds to be brewing that stuff. That was a couple years ago. But I did get a real good feel. I have dyscalculia. It's like dyslexia with numbers. So I was never good at measuring. I was better with beer because all you have to do is just do so many ounces of this and so many gallons of that. But like, this is just too small for my brain. But what I'm doing now, I'm having a great time. This mix right here, I'll take it and add something else to it. I just got some Latakia in and threw that in. I got some Oriental in the way. This smoke right here, I don't even want to go through describers on it. It's got every one of them that everybody's described. I did one on McConnell Red in Virginia the other day, and you know, everybody's described Perique and Latakia, and so for my burley, I threw in some Samoa, which is from the Ardennes Valley, and it came out real nice. It's got every one of these. Very even smoke in every smoke, every puff has every one of these in it. I mean, just what can I say? So, listen, have fun, man. You know, woman. I don't know how many women are smoking pipes out there, but hey, more power to you. I have a great shot of my wife smoking a Macanudo cigar. I think it was. And what did she say? It's like stealing, but they don't catch you, is how she put it. She's from South Philly. She grew up kind of in the main streets. So we all bring our own experience into this great pipe smoking. You know, I'm just a guy. I have a background. I've had a coat of many colors when it comes to vocations, like Joseph. I've done lighted glass. I've done roofs. Never did sandblasting. My son did, and that's the hardest job in the world, I think. I was a nuclear power plant operator, touring musician with Christian rock music. I actually went to the Martin Guitar Factory and made fun of Chris Martin for putting bolts through the neck instead of that beautiful dovetail that Martin's known for. He thought he was incognito, so I knew he wasn't. I knew him as soon as I saw him. I really love that man. He's done Martin guitars so good, brought Martin guitars out of the dump. Because they did. They got into the dump. There were other guitar makers that were outshining Martin, and he said, let's bring it up a notch. And now Martin is back to where it should be. Number one in my book. Yeah, I know, Gibson J45. That's the big argument between old-time bluegrass players. J45 or D28. Now I have a D18, but D28 is the Martin guitar for that. So what I'm saying is, throw away the rules, man. Have fun. I pinched the measurements on this. I was trying to figure out what I threw in here. I got about 45% McConnell, 25% Samoa, which is the Burley. So McConnell is a red Virginia with some Perique in it. And I opened the lot of Kia today, just put a little bit of that in. And I'm having fun, man. This isn't rocket science. This is a craft and it's an art. And I guess I would be considered an outside artist because I'm not doing it by measurements and the rules. And if you're good at measurements, go for it and tell me what you got. Post your own video and tell me how you can improve on my pinches. But this is a great smoke overall. I'm just glad to be alive today. Recovering from a head injury, traumatic brain injury. But I found that this is actually healing to injured neurons. The first glance, if you do a little research on it, is that, oh, it's bad for you, and don't drink alcohol with it because now you're going to die, right? I dug a little deeper and found out that nicotine is good for you after you've had a head injury. And I get happy on this stuff. I mean, how can coming through this, I've explained it, a roller coaster of a traumatic brain injury, of a concussion. How can we make that happier? Because it sure is a sad thing. It really is. It's not easy. Over here, over there, yelling, crying, depressed, giggling for no reason, tears for no reason. Right here. This is the great evener for if you've had a head injury. I think this would work with stroke too. I'm a retired RN. I work with stroke patients, and I had a minor stroke a couple of years ago. Not bad one though. None are good, but I didn't have a bad one. So I'm very familiar with the things that happen to us when we get older. And I would say this. I would say whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, had a stroke, head injury, just getting old and the pain's wearing you out. My God, what pain can do to our old brains. Oh my God, and the brain starts shrinking and we start getting into white matter disease. Well, it's been found that nicotine itself can arrest or even reverse Alzheimer's. So I'm telling you, really important to cut the sugar. There we go. really important to cut the sugar back as far as you can. Drink honey out of the jar. Don't eat that white poison. But this is good for the neuropsychological benefits of nicotine. I would also say it's very important to have a tradition. It's very important to have a ritual. Rituals frame us in this crazy world. Our rituals frame us. Now, you saw on here, I'm a Catholic. I go every Sunday and I have a ritual that frames my eternity. The Eucharist. And I would encourage you to look into that, of course. But oh, that's the Tesla guy. That's the Tesla guy just up the block. He hawked his firstborn to get a hold of his first 7-Eleven to own it. And now he owns 7. And he's a cool guy. Got a happy smile and he's waving. I don't mind the cars. These are people. This is life. This is living. Now, I sure would like to be out in the country. We were for a bit. We've on and off. We've been out in the country. We wound up here. This is the place we belong. This is the place you belong. But you belong with a pipe in your hand, a healing pipe. I'm just beginning to think that more and more. I stopped pipe smoking 25 years ago. I have some great stories along the way with that. Came back, I guess around the same time I got the concussion. I think I did it. If you've ever had any type of brain injury with a stroke or concussion, the world flees away. Your world is not there anymore. And I went out and I got pipes and I got tobacco and I started back in. And isn't that beautiful? Memories from before I quit 25 years ago are all coming back. That feeling, that tradition, that ritual, the fun of it, the fun of discovery. I mean, when you get old, I don't know how active you were. I was running half marathons, and when my dad got his Dad retired from DuPont as an organic chemist, got his teaching license, started teaching. Mom was already a teacher. We came out west from south of Exit 1 in New Jersey where we eat the muskrat we trap. And we would come out and we would ridge run and we would say that 10 times. I can't even say it once. We would ridge run in Estes Park here in Colorado, and we'd get our red blood cells all together, and we'd go back and we'd win every race for 6 weeks down at 14 foot above sea level in New Jersey, and in Philly and Woodbury there in New Jersey. Road running. When Hush Puppies came out, they were state of the art. When I grew up, men were road running in regular street shoes, leather street shoes. And always, of course, afterwards, cigarettes and beer. My dad said if he hadn't been smoking, he had some national records. If he hadn't been smoking, he would have run so much faster. But I think he enjoyed smoking. And he did smoke a pipe for a while. But this here it's recapturing all of that for me. It's recapturing my entire life. And I think about my entire life with this. Yeah, I've had some really screwed up times. Have you? I know I have. But we grow. Those things, Romans 8, it talks about the suffering of this world actually preparing us for our transformation through death and resurrection to become the manifest sons of God. And I would say pipe smoking brings all that together in our lives so that we can look forward to the end of our lives with pleasure, with some great memories, with a transformation of our suffering that we have in this life, the transformation that turns us into these shining spiritual beings. It's a very spiritual activity. That's why the ritual, it's a ritual. Rituals are important. They aren't just symbols. Rituals are core of who we are. And pipe smokers, take away the ritual and what do you got? You're just sucking on a weed, right? We get together at the tobacco shop, or if we belong to a club, and we just share the ritual, the ritualness, the richness, we have certain things that we do in a certain order, and it brings order to our lives. And especially when there's an upset in our lives at an older age, and we all get them. I haven't met the old man or the old woman who I met one, I'll tell you about her, but who wasn't hit with our getting old. But there's two types of deaths, right? Good death and bad death. Well, there's two types of getting old: good getting old and bad getting old. I've met the most graceful people as they get older. I've been involved in nursing home ministry since I was a young man, and I worked in nursing homes. And I hope I don't wind up in one. I want to pull my feet up in my bed like Abraham and pull the covers over and die. Quit eating, quit drinking, and die. That's how I want to go. But I want to go with family. I have family here. Now, for those who don't have any family, start smoking pipe. Go hang out at the pipe shop. Everybody's a brother there. I haven't met any women at pipe shops. I haven't. I just haven't. That one woman, the one woman who didn't suffer, she was quite a sportswoman. She came in at the age of 83 into the hospital. She had a six-pack, and she was pissed off that anything should have slowed her life down. So that's the one. But it's going to happen to all of us. If it happens with a pipe in hand, everything's retained. We don't lose what we had. We're like that tobacco that we socked away years ago. That gets mellower and richer, more flavorful, more of a fragrance of landscape, of everything that went into making that tobacco. We are that. We are that mason jar of tobacco we socked away a long time ago, and we pull it out now and again. That's us. We're the blend. So I'll let you go now. I'm going to finish this up, but I just wanted to share that I got it on some setting on this new iPhone of mine, 15. I don't know what I'm doing, but just wanted to say hello. God bless you, And this is the old guy signing off. Keep smoking, my friends.